Catherine Wheel, how are you all doing? Seriously, how are you all doing? It's the 11th of July, and there's been some severe weather going around here in Omaha. 2 nights ago, we had it was basically a hurricane. It wasn't a tornado, and we're on land, but we had sustained winds of 90 to 95 miles per hour. It woke me up. It was frightening. It really was. There was a point where I thought, man, it feels like it could implode my house. I've never felt wind like that before. And then with all the heat going on and stuff, how are you folks doing? I feel fortunate. I lost power for a while, but I have power back. There's still parts of the city that have no power. Quite a bit of tree damage, trees down. Friends of mine that I know who had their houses damaged, so I hope you folks are doing okay where you're at. I want to try to remember some kind of business sort of things. So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, I have an album coming out next month through FPE Records called Future Still. It's about to drop. I'm expecting my copies this week. But it doesn't go on sale until August. It's the way the business works. You have to wait till the distributors have the records to the stores before you. That's when you announce a street date. But tomorrow night, FPE Records is premiering my first professionally made music video for the first single off the album, Ramped. And I'm real pleased with it, with the video. And that's tomorrow night. After they do the premiere of the video, at some point I'll upload it here on my channel too. Done by Aaron Gum, the guy that I did the synthesizer duet with. Aaron is a wizard. He's an amazing guy. I'm actually, in my own way, I've tried to help promote him, because he's so incredible. But that's tomorrow night at 7 on the FPE Records website. I'll leave a link. I love the feedback regarding Higgs Corner. I really do. So what I'm going to do is I will upload next the pilot, the spec. What they call it is, it's either called a pilot when you're trying to get a show approved, but what we did was called a spec, because when we did the first Higgs Corner, we did it on our own. We didn't get paid for that. The other two episodes, we did get paid for, and then, like I said, COVID hit. But I will upload the pilot episode tomorrow for you to view. And we'll see if there's any future for the show. I'd love to do it. I'm not going to mount a fundraiser for it. I've gotten nothing but grief from strange lowlifes, who just insist I'm a scammer. There's no people scammed. Where are they? The only people that say I scammed are people who didn't get scammed. They didn't get scammed. They didn't give me no money. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck those motherfuckers. Fuck you. But yeah, I'd love to see Higgs Corner come back. You see, what it's about. It's about music. I had a good friend over last night who is going through a breakup, and we just have some good conversations, and I share good music with him. He's like a son to me. Played the meters for him last night. He loves soul music, young white kid. And he'd heard Sissy Strut, but he had not heard the rest of this, Sophisticated Sissy and some of the other tracks. I never met these guys, but a former girlfriend of mine, and I've had a few girlfriends, is from New Orleans, and she grew up with these guys. George Porter, the bass player in particular, she was very tight with. and I had an open-ended welcome to their home if I ever got back down to New Orleans. I haven't been down there in a while. Pulled this and played this because this is a German band that started out as jazz rock psychedelia and got more commercial. And this is when they were going more commercial, this album, A Real Good Time by Thirsty Moon. It tends to get dissed when you're talking about German records from this period. It's on the Brain label, a very collectible label. But I listened to this all the way through yesterday, and it's interesting how they really try hard on the first part of the album to give this variety of what they think is commercially viable, the kind of songs that maybe people will play while they're making breakfast. Terrible. But then you get to the end of side one and then side two, and it's like, oh, there's Thirsty Moon. It's a good band. It's a good band. Okay, so I did some trading, and I also did some buying. Yeah, I love buying records. And I got a reissue of this because this is hard to find. The Max Roach's Freedom Now Suite. This is a very important recording. Abbey Lincoln. And this is made in 1961. When it was taboo for black people to stand up for their rights. You know, it was just the beginning of civil rights and black people saying we've had enough of this racial injustice madness. And this album is right on point. It's very powerful. Excellent. We insist. This is a gift from Roger Simonson in Lincoln. Thank you, Roger, if you see this. This is wonderful, and I am kind of embarrassed that I slept on it. When this came out, I kind of poo-pooed the idea. Well, not the idea, but I was like, okay. So I dig that Angelique Kidjo in African is going to reclaim this music that Talking Heads made, Remain in Light, one of their best albums. So it's totally African, as you know, if you know the album. And she does the hell out of this album. And Roger gave me the purple vinyl edition. This is really strong and really good. And do I think she takes what Talking Heads did with African music, and did she do anything with it? Yeah, this is better. You can argue with me all you want. I don't care, because it's my ears. This is better than the original. Woo! Angelique Kidjo. Thank you, Roger. Took me a while to grab some of their vinyl. I like this band, but I just usually wouldn't buy their records, and I saw one used this weekend and grabbed it. Taiko. This is their 2014 album. Instrumental, post-rock, which was Awake. You know, moving towards the ambience, their simple graphics, I think, really do capture the essence of how they make their music. It's quite lovely, really. Nothing groundbreaking, but really, really some fine stuff. Here's another album that I thought I had, but I have their other album, Third, Dummy, Portishead. Well, actually, I do have this. I bought it. I got it on CD I got it as a promo CD when it came out in '94. My brother was still working for a record distributor. So I have a promo CD of this, but I saw this. This is an original 94 pressing, 1994 UK pressing of Dummy. And this is held up well. This is probably a classic album. It is. Right quick, I received a CD copy of Joe Harriott and Chronology from Jazz in Britain. And I'll mention it because this was originally released by them on vinyl, and it sold out immediately. They sent me a copy. I am so honored to have a copy of this on vinyl. This is a must-have. If you're following what Jazz in Britain is doing, they're digging into people's archives and finding some wonderful material. And this is a real highlight of what they've been doing. It's now available on CD. All right. I also received, and I'll speak of this. If you see this, Brian Day, thanks for keeping me in the loop. I haven't opened it, but I listened to it online. A new cassette by Terrie X and Jaap Blonk, Bonn. This is on the label, which is part of Public Eyesore. This is challenging stuff. Terrie X is the guy from the band The X. Excuse me. Kind of a punk political band. Something I know about. And Jaap Blanc has his own extensive discography and history in music and sound making. This is not bullshit. It's compelling, and it's fantastic that there is an outlet for this type of creative work. Check this out, okay? Something else that's sitting out that I was playing. Yeah, Catherine Wheel. I love this band. So I go through Jags. It had been a while. And so the earworm is Wishville, the album, their swan song. And this has been in my head a lot. The songs are quite good, but this, like I said, the feeling of resignation, like, we're going to give this one more shot, you know, we want to make it big. That's what I'm saying is Catherine Wheel are one of those bands who were on that track of wanting commercial success with their music, which is very good, and it almost happened. But they're one of my favorite bands. Hold this, Toxygene by Orb. This is a double CD single. Do you remember when they were doing that? They put out CDs, buy part one, then in a box, and you got to buy part two separately to fill it. I never got part two of this, but I like the song Toxygene. That's an earworm. Okay. Just pick one more thing. Okay. Just to show, I really do know my roots, and I do have a lot of records that everyone talks about that I don't need to talk about, and I'm going to show you one right now. The Doors. This is a great album. I had, as a kid, Break On Through as a promo single. I got it from the radio station. I told the story a while back about how we discovered that the radio station would give you records at the end of a tour. And this was before Light My Fire was released. This is 1966. I had a promo copy of Break On Through. I don't know what happened to it, but this is a good album. It is. It is. I could talk more, but I'm going to leave it there. My video for my album is premiering tomorrow. I plan to upload tomorrow the first Higgs Corner show, which is the spec. It's not, you can say it's episode 1, but it really was a test to see if it would fly. I'll upload that tomorrow for you. And I love hearing from you folks, I do. I do. Y'all take care and be safe.